Hello students, this is the second lecture class for the subject Energy Conversion 2 for Diploma in 5th semester Electrical Engineering students. Today's topic is Working Principle of Alternator and its excitation system. Like any other rotating electrical machines, AC generator also works on the principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. The working of an alternator is based on the principle that when the flux linking a conductor changes, an EMF is induced in the conductor. Like DC generator, alternator also has armature winding and field winding. In this figure, you see DC generator and AC generator. The first figure is the DC generator and AC generator. The difference between these two types of generator is that in DC generator, armature winding is placed in rotating part, whereas field winding is placed in stationary part, reverse in case of AC generator. As you know that magnetic field is created by two type of arrangement. Either field is on the rotating or in the stationary part. So due to advantage of placing field winding on the stationary part, in most of the alternator used for power generation is placed in the rotating part. In a DC generator, the armature winding is placed on the rotor in order to provide a way of converting alternating voltage generated in the winding to a direct voltage at the terminals through the use of a rotating commutator. You know that the EMF induced in the armature of DC generator is alternating 1. To convert it into DC, commutator is used. Since in alternator no commutator is required, it is usually more convenient and advantageous to place the field winding on the rotating part and armature winding on the stationary part. In alternator, stator consists of cast iron frame, which function is to only support the armature core, but in DC machine, the function of frame is to hold the armature core also and to circulate magnetic field. In case of alternator, the armature core, which having slots on its inner periphery for housing the armature conductor. The rotor is like a flywheel having alternate north and south pole fixed to its outer arm. The magnetic pole are excited from DC source at 125 to 600 volts. Because the field magnets are rotating, this current is supplied through two slip rings. As the excitation voltage is relatively small, the slip rings and brush gears are of light construction. When rotor rotates, the stator conductors are cut by the magnetic flux. It means when field winding rotates, the armature conductors are cut by magnetic flux. or field. Hence, EMF is induced in the armature conductor. Because the magnetic poles are alternately north and south, they induce an EMF and hence current in armature conductors, which first flow in one direction and then in other. It means that first from north to south, then south to north. Hence, an alternating EMF is produced in the stator conductors, whose direction is given by Fleming's right hand rule, which states that if you stretch thumb, forefinger and middle finger of right hand perpendicular to each other, then thumb shows the direction of motion of the conductor, forefinger shows the direction of the magnetic field and middle finger shows the direction of EMF induced. Then we see what are the advantages of placing armature winding on the stationary part of an alternator. The first advantage is that the generated power can be easily taken out from the stator. Second, there is no difficulty in insulating the armature winding for very high voltage, that is as high as 30 kV or more. Third, 2 slip rings are required for the supply of DC energy required for rotor field excitation. Since exciting current is to be supplied at low voltage, there is no difficulty in insulating them. Fourth one, rotating field is comparatively light and can run with high speed. Next, we see what are the excitation system used in alternator, what are the factors depends by excitation system. The excitation system is required to provide the necessary field current to the rotor winding of a synchronous machine. The main advantages of an excitation system are reliability under all conditions of service, simplicity of control, ease of maintenance, stability and fast transient response. The amount of excitation required depends on load current, load power factor and speed of machine. Large the load current, lower the speeds and lagging power factors and more the excitation required. An excitation system, it is of two types. In case of more unit are used, that is individual system and centralized excitation system. In individual excitation system, each generator is provided by its own exciter, but in centralized excitation system, 2 or more exciters feeding a bus bar to which field system of all the alternators in the power plant are connected. Centralized excitation system is cheaper than the individual excitation system, but when fault occurs in this system, it will affect all the alternators in the power plant. On the view of this point, individual excitation system is widely used. The excitation system can be classified into 3 types: DC excitation system, AC excitation system and static excitation system. Students, after completion of this topic, you understood how alternator works on or in which principle it works, what is the constructional difference between DC generator and alternator, what are the advantages of using armature winding on the stationary part, what are the excitation system used in alternator, and what are the factors affecting excitation system. Thank you.